The O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 15 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in a personal story segment tonight. Anchorman or activist on August 25th in Iowa. Univision anchorman Jorge Ramos confronted Donald Trump on immigration. We don't have to play you the clips. Suffice it to say, there was a little tension. Everybody saw it. It's all over the place. Joining us now from Miami is Jorge Ramos. So tonight, I just want to get the audience to know who you are, Jorge. You know, they may be horrified, but I think I have to do it.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Absolutely. All
Maybe
right,
they
now,
agree with me.
Question number one. You don't want a border wall. You don't want that. Okay? Why not?
It's a complete absurd idea. Why would you want to build a 1,900-mile wall between Mexico and the United States if almost 40% of all immigrants come by plane and they overstay their visas? So based on some New York Times report, it would cost about $20 billion.
Right.
So clearly, Mr. Trump's problems, and maybe yours, is with Mexicans, not with Canadians. Why do you want a border with Mexico and not with Canada? It really doesn't make any sense.
It's a complete waste. We don't have an illegal immigration problem with Canada. Now, in Israel, as you know, because you're an international reporter, they put up a wall to separate themselves from terrorists, Hamas, infiltrators, this and that. It worked. So the wall would work. It would stop people from infiltrating from Mexico into the United States. Now,
it won't work because they're coming by plane.
And we'll deal with them in another way. But millions of people have come across that border. Most notably recently, the man who killed Kate Steinle, who came across that border, Jorge, 6 times. That means we have no security in the United States when a low-life drug pusher like that, Sanchez, can come across 6 times. So for the benefit of all the people who would like to be safe, for Kate Steinle's family, I think we need to put up the wall.
Well, first of all, the problem with undocumented immigrants has been stabilized. In other words, it's been about 11 million people for the last 6 years. Now, you're talking about Kate, and let me say something first of all. I think my condolences to Kate's family. As a father, I cannot even imagine what they are going through. And as Kate's brother said yesterday in this show, the system failed. Having said that, that's why they're suing the county and the city of San Francisco. But this is where we have a difference between you and me. I don't think that what you are proposing is going to work. I think the only thing that will work is comprehensive immigration reform with background checks for everyone. Background checks.
All right.
So after you legalize about 11 million undocumented immigrants, then the police can concentrate on the real criminals.
We respect your opinion. You don't think it will work. I think it will work. Now, we want Kate's law, which would say if an aggravated felon, someone convicted of an aggravated felony in the United States, is deported and comes back, mandatory 5-year prison, can get more, all right, in a federal penitentiary. You support that?
No, because I don't think
you
are approaching the problem in a global way. And this is a problem. I'm not here to defend criminals.
You are. You're an enabler.
Criminals, including case
you're
killer,
enabling
that guy
Sanchez
to the full extent of the law. However, what you are proposing, Bill, with all due respect, and I know that you have the best intentions, but what you are proposing, if it's applied incorrectly, then you would be putting in jail a mother or a father who got deported and might be coming back to see their children,
felony
and you
conviction.
might be putting in jail
now I got to tell you something.
Who are fleeing
man to man,
mano a mano, in Central America and Mexico. I think comprehensive immigration reform is a better idea, Bill.
Stop.
Even though you might not like
man to man, okay?
Yeah.
You not supporting Kate's law means that you don't care. Because all your theory and all your stuff isn't going to stop
everyone here. I just think I don't agree with your idea. I think it's much better because you're only concentrated on enforcement, and that's not the way it's going to work. You have to concentrate on enforcement background checks. At the same time, you have to resolve the situation of 11 million people in this country.
That's another
so
matter,
Congress
Jorge.
would be much
that
better
is another
working
matter.
with big ideas and not with small ideas like the one you are proposing.
Okay.
It's only enforcement.
You can
what
do
you want.
both.
It isn't going to work like that.
You could chew gum and walk at the same time. It's another matter. To say to the American public, I, Jorge Ramos, will not support putting aggravated felons who defy deportation in prison is an insult, I think, to every American.
No, Bill, I don't think so. And you shouldn't put it that way, because what I want is a much better idea. What's wrong with background checks? What's wrong with legalizing 11 million? Therefore, so the police can concentrate completely on real criminals. That's a real solution, not what you are proposing.
Do you believe that Mexican nationals, and you were one, you came to the United States on a student visa, and then I guess you did everything legally, and you're here and you're successful. Do you believe that Mexican nationals,
just like you are,
Guatemalan nationals, Honduran nationals, have a right to come to the United States? Do you believe that?
If they have a right to come to the United States, if they do it legally, yes.
Okay,
now, on the
but
other
not
hand,
illegally.
You know why undocumented immigrants keep coming? They keep coming for a very simple reason. We give them jobs. There are thousands of American companies who hire them, and there are millions of Americans, including you and the audience, who benefit from their work. That's why they are coming, and therefore we are also responsible for that.
All right, now listen. So you just said, they have to come legally. They can't come illegally. But you, Jorge Ramos, will not punish those who have come illegally. You don't want any punishment. You want
because
amnesty.
We are also responsible for that, Bill. You want to criminalize a whole community for a crime.
I want to hold people accountable, Jorge.
And then at the same time, we are also responsible. Do you not think they're just coming because they want to go to Disneyland? Of course not.
No, I've said that many times.
They are coming because
you don't want to hold them
Jobs
accountable
that nobody else wants to do. We're giving them jobs. That's why they're coming, Bill.
You can't have it both ways, Jorge.
And we have to find a solution.
You can't,
a solution that you might not like,
and
but
I have a good
solution.
solution, and it's on BillO'Reilly.com. But you can't have it both ways. You can't say they can't come illegally, and then when they get here say, that's okay. You can't do that. That's absurd. Now, last question.
You have here, you have a huge problem with 11 million undocumented immigrants.
And we can deal with it.
Who are not criminals, who are not rapists, and therefore we have to find a solution.
And
you might not like the solution, but what you are proposing, it isn't going to work, Bill.
All right, I'm not for mass deportation, and you know it. All right, now, you're an anchor man. How can you possibly cover illegal immigration fairly when you're an activist, when you're a proponent of allowing them amnesty? How can you possibly cover the story? You should excuse yourself from it or recuse yourself from it. Or become like me, a commentator.
I'm just a reporter.
You're not.
Asking questions.
You're an activist.
Mr. O'Reilly, I don't think you are the right person to lecture me on advocacy and journalism when you spend most of your program
I'm a commentator. That's what I do.
Without asking questions, defending Republicans, criticizing Democrats, and frankly, conducting interviews, soft interviews with conservatives that you agree with. The difference between you and me is that you are partisan and I'm independent, and I can be tough with President Barack Obama, and I can be tough with Donald Trump. But most of the time,
people can decide for themselves. They can watch your interview with Obama. They can watch my interview with Obama. And I'll tell you what, my interview was 100 times harder. But anyway, why don't you become a commentator like me?
And they should see if you confronted Donald Trump. I mean, that would be really interesting.
Of course I did.
The interview that you did and the chance, just a few minutes that I had with Donald Trump. Sometimes you're starting to sound like Donald Trump, or maybe Donald Trump is sounding like you.
Right. Whatever it is, I had no beef with you challenging Donald Trump. You just jumped the line, and I wouldn't have done that myself. But that's up to you.
I didn't jump the line.
That's
there were two reporters before me who asked questions.
All right.
Then I said I had a question on immigration.
And he said he didn't want to recognize you at that time.
He sent his bodyguard. It's not easy to ask questions with a bodyguard in front of you.
Now, Jorge, Why don't you just become
Bill?
like me, a commentator? You're not a newsman anymore. You're an advocate now. But you make more money becoming a commentator. I make more money than the anchorman, Jorge. I'm looking out for you. Become a commentator.
I am simply a reporter asking questions, but sometimes as a reporter, you have to take a stand when it comes to racism, discrimination, corruption, public lies, dictatorships, and human rights. You have to take a stand. The best examples that you and I have on journalism, Edward Morrow, Cronkite, the Washington Post reporters, happened when reporters took a stand, and that's the only thing I'm doing.
Nobody has ever been in a reportorial range like you have been, and I'm not criticizing you for your stand. I'm saying you're in the wrong job. Be a commentator. Now, I got to tell everybody
that what Donald Trump is doing is very dangerous. He's proposing the largest mass deportation in recent history.
Jorge,
and who is going to challenge him? And that's our job as reporters.
No, a reporter reports, doesn't give an opinion. A commentator gives an opinion.
We report, but we also have to challenge those who are in power. The most important social responsibility of a journalist is to challenge those who are in power.
You're doing exactly what I'm doing, man. You just don't have the title. Now, I got to tell you,
independent, and you are very partisan. Bill.
All right, okay, and you're right down the middle. Anyway, I have to edit this interview, Jorge, a little bit because you and I are both blabbermouths. But the whole thing is going to be posted on BillO'Reilly.com.
All right.
We're going to squeeze it to 7. We won't distort anything. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
And I appreciate this dialogue, honestly. I think it's important that we have it. Thank you, Bill.
Lou Dobbs on deck. He'll react to Jorge. Don't miss it.